I go to battle for you every day to combat the nonsense in the mainstream media. They're more interested in sound bites and sensationalism. I'm interested in the truth and being your consumer advocate. My ultimate goal is to help you win in any marketplace, and I'm bringing an edge to the real estate and financial game. My name is Craig Sewing, and this is the American Dream.
That was a bad spiral. I can do better. That was bad, too. All right. We'll get the ball out. Next segment, we're going to be throwing this thing around. We'll show off our arms a little bit.
Love that.
Best market to talk about. I call this, a biased opinion, but La Jolla. On the radio show this week, we talked a little bit about the La Jolla marketplace with Marc Lotzof, Craig Lotzof. These guys really do focus on luxury listings, but they cover all the way up the coast as well. On the radio show, they helped us understand what's really happening in that market, how it's moving, what opportunities are there, what you should do if you're selling. So let's go ahead and bring them into the studio now. We got Marc Lotzof.
How are you?
Thank you, sir, for joining.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Marc, where are you originally from?
Originally from South Africa.
South Africa. So when we say football,
yes,
you think
that's
you think of a round ball that you're going to go kick around.
Exactly.
If the U.S. ever wins the World Cup, can we change it to soccer? Will that work for you?
Oh my God, I'd love that.
So we had lunch the other day, and you're watching some strange game, and big fan. Are you a fan of this as well?
Oh, I love football. I love all
Pigskin?
sports, but oh yeah, I love it.
You ready to make a pick?
I'm ready to make my pick.
Let's go see you do it here.
All right. Well, I've been giving a lot of thought about this, and look, the Mannings are not my mates, because obviously Eli wanted to come to San Diego, and
they're not my mates either.
But you got to go with a guy that had his neck replaced, and he's fighting.
I like the.
I love the underdog on that. So as much as I have chagrin, I know that there are a few Charger players now that are on the team, so I'm going to go with Denver.
All right.
That's my pick.
Marc Lotzof is going with Denver.
Just don't bet your La Jolla house on it.
So we'll see. Yeah, don't bet the La Jolla house. You hear about Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather, the boxer? Yeah. He bet $10 million on the Broncos.
Crazy.
That makes me want to go against him just because of that.
Oh, absolutely.
What's happened in the La Jolla marketplace?
Well, good news is I think the birds must have diverted a little bit, because there's not that aroma anymore.
They cleaned it up?
I don't know what's going on, but all
that
of
was a filmer policy.
I'm telling you, well,
the one thing
we'll
he
leave
did
it
right,
at that. Yeah, I don't know if he
clean up
did
the bird
anything
poop.
right, but I think the birds have just kind of, maybe the cold weather's kind of kept them away a little bit.
Well, La Jolla is obviously very cool, and I think a lot of the lessons you're going to teach here today about the 5 ways to increase the home value.
Right.
See, you're relied on by some pretty heavy hitters, guys with a lot of money, families, whoever it may be, selling these high-end properties out in La Jolla. So the advice that you give and the things that you do to really work in that higher price point, I think this is information that people could easily transfer on home sales and other markets as well. So what are some things that people can do to increase the value of their home?
So I think the first thing that people look at when they come into your home is, where do I need to spend money as a buyer? Where do I need to spend money to fix it up? And how much do I negotiate on the price of what people are asking for the home, so that I can go and do what I need to do? Right? So there's 5 areas typically that we've seen over the years where people want to spend money. Number 1, bathrooms. So if you can spend some money that you're going to get some value on it, is you want to do your bathroom. Master bathroom, guest bathrooms, kids bathrooms. I would say probably in that order. People would probably spend more money on the master bathroom.
That's what you went with first of all these things
first,
here. You went with
everything.
the bathroom first.
Bathroom first. Because you know what? I think, not that well, hopefully you don't spend too much time in your bathroom, but I think people want to have a nice place to come and relax in, sort of, right?
Yeah.
Bathroom, bath area. I know it's a haven for some people.
I got it. What else we got?
It's all good. Next thing is, the new trend is to go green.
Yep, sure is.
And that never goes out of style. So if you can increase the efficiency and the energy of your home, I think in the long run you're going to end up with some
What's
great
really interesting
issues.
about that, we had Kyle Whistle out of East County in here recently, and he bought a home, solar, and he said his electric bill last month was $4.
Yep.
So, I mean, a lot of people are doing that now, and it does add value to the home.
Absolutely.
And certainly when you go to sell the property, if you can tell someone, hey, you're going to save a few $100 because of this, let's call it $300. That's probably an extra $50,000 on your purchase price.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's a big one. What else you got?
So, and then you've also got, I think the next big step after that would be the kitchen, because people like to spend money in the kitchen, remodel granite countertops, put in the stainless steel, do something nice that's going to be general. I wouldn't go in and pick some crazy colors, just standard colors. If you look at the way the new homes are built, they spend the money in the bathrooms, and all the upgrades, when you go through the models, upgrades are in the bathrooms and in the
You know what
kitchens.
I think a good takeaway here is that not only does it increase the value of the property, your biggest investment is going to up the value.
Absolutely.
But between the time you sell and now, when you do it, you're going to actually enjoy the home
Absolutely.
more. So the place that you're living, building memories, hanging your hat.
Right.
It's,
It also gives you
you're gonna like it more.
confidence. It also gives you confidence because the longer your home's on the market, you know, you start to doubt, well, why is my house not selling? What's not going on with the house? So the advantage is that if you are there, you become a confident seller when you know that your home is a little bit nicer
point.
than someone else's, right?
Yeah, what are the last two?
Last two are going to be in the landscaping, obviously curb appeal. You want somebody to drive up to the property and say, this is great. And then the final one is very simple, but it's lighting. Make sure that you got all new light bulbs. Make sure that the house looks good. Use the energy efficient light bulbs because that's an advantage for somebody. And if the house is light and bright, that's one of the keys that people want.
You're the numbers guy. We've said that about you since day one. You're always bringing numbers. Every time we have you on the radio show, we have to lay out a spread like a
spreadsheet.
like a Chinese buffet. So and it's always numbers. You're getting really detailed. What are we looking at for stats in La Jolla right now?
Okay, so interestingly enough, the values in La Jolla have been holding steady, right? So, okay, I see we've got a stat there on the total market. So we'll talk about total market and then we'll come back into that. On the screen, you've got now the market with the total number of homes on the market in San Diego. Single family and attached homes are right around 6,000. Interesting stat is in 2008, there were almost 14,500 homes on the market. Today, they're just over 6,000.
Wow.
That's
decrease.
phenomenal.
Yeah, really
right?
is.
So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to sell your home because you've got to have good representation, obviously. La Jolla, we're down to 249 single-family homes and condos on the market right now.
Got it. Give me an example of a property that you have listed now. I know that we actually are going to feature one of them here, but what are Marc and Craig Lotzof? And sorry that Craig's not here today. He's always so well dressed. He's got the bow tie, the nice socks. I was trying to compete with him today, but he didn't even show up.
You know,
Out there
I'm
getting ready
not
for
the
the
sock
football
guy
game.
yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, we're
I'm
working on
it.
it.
You're working. Man.
Tell me about this listing you guys have.
I'm not sure which one they're putting up on.
So we got on 11
Fantasia. Okay, so Fantasia, actually we just put that into escrow. So, but it's a great house. You know, it's great value for the money. You're $749 to $759. Not only do we do La Jolla, but obviously, as you can see, we can work all over the coast, up and down the coast, and great house in Scripps Ranch area, and
awesome,
good value.
Well, let's go to the lotsofgroup.com if anybody wants to connect with you, learn about the La Jolla marketplace, get some of these numbers. I mean, the guy is just loaded with information here. It's all about the San Diego marketplace. You can see some of the listings he's got going on, the lotsofgroup.com. Marc,
thank you, sir.
We'll see how that pick works out here in a bit. Appreciate you coming in the studio.
Appreciate it.
All right, Steve Kane, we just talked about how to increase the value of your property. I know we focus specifically on the La Jolla marketplace, but also what are some tips when you sell the home? So you've built the improvements into it. It's gone up in value, but now you're actually you're taking it to listing. An expert on this subject is our friend and a repeat offender to the show. It's good to have you in here again, Maurice Rizzuto. So what do we have here, Maurice?
Well, I brought 4 tips for home sellers, and let's dive right in. Number
Before you get there, Maurice.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in.
Hey,
He's got to get to the board. He's got a football. He's got a pick to make.
I've got a good Super Bowl pick.
Okay, go over there.
all right,
Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Is that okay?
he's got a longer path to get there.
It's okay.
We'll
I'm fast.
figure it out. There he is.
Okay. Basically, I'm
TV.
picking the Broncos by 10 points because if you look at the numbers of the offensive number of points that they put up this year against all the opponents, this was his banner year of all of his.
I want to see initials plus 10. We need to make that specific. Uh-oh, what have you done? There you go.
He's got it. He's got it. I
There we
like
go.
it.
Don't hit that thing. We'll fix it. That's what we got tech guys for. All right, hit the X. Who cares? Go back. Let's talk real estate.
There you go. Get over here, Maurice.
This is why we don't break pattern.
Hey,
We did not call an audible.
When my boy Maurice travels all the way down here from North County, and the entire time
He
we were
gets to
talking to
make a
Craig
pick.
Lotzof, he goes, make sure I get my pick. So we
can't
asked
argue
you a
that.
little bit about the opportunities in Carmel Mountain and the surroundings and the essential tips to sell your home, and I know that you are the guy for that, so go ahead and shoot it away.
Okay, the number one tip, and I speak from experience and owning a lot of properties and working with my clients, is sell the home at the right time. If you sell at the wrong time, you're basically leaving money on the table. You're just doing yourself a big disservice. So in order to sell at the right time, you need to know what the market is. So you need to have statistics, just like they were discussing some statistics a few moments ago. You need to know what the market is doing, whether it's trending up, trending down, whether it's just flat. And so know the market, number one.
So what do you think of the market right now for selling, Maurice?
Right now, it depends. Once again, this goes to the second of the related tip is what's going on with your life and why are you selling? What's your next transition or move? So, for example, if you're trying
Makes
to
sense.
upgrade, maybe now is a good time to upgrade because you can sell your house pretty relatively quickly. Hopefully, find a property that you can get into and move on. But you need to look at your overall strategy. So that's the second point: is what's going on in your life, your job. What's your situation like? What is your strategic plan? And that'll dictate whether you want to either sell now or later. So that's important too. So what's going on with your own personal life? What's going on with the market?
What about price? How do you determine your price?
Okay, that's point number two. Point number two is you need to sell at the right price. Why? Because if you don't price your property well or at the right price point, it just won't sell. And then you have to do price reductions, and sometimes that actually works to your disadvantage. So if you do point one, you say now is the right time to sell because of my life situation, what's going on in the market, then the next thing you need to do is price it so it actually will sell. Now, when you're pricing it, you need to set a realistic price that you'll actually get offers on. Because if you get one or more offers, then you can work with them. Sometimes you can make them compete against each other and maybe even get a little bit higher price. So it's important to price the property so you'll actually get offers on your listing.
And third tip?
Okay, number three is prepare your home to sell. So consider making some needed repairs that maybe you just didn't bother with for a while. Consider uncluttering the home, cleaning the home. Consider staging the home either yourself or hire a professional.
When you stage the home, how do you go about that? I mean, if someone's got older furniture and it's furniture they love and they still have to bridge the gap to their next move, do you come and put that in storage? I mean, how do you set up staging?
Good question.
Yeah, definitely you want to simplify. You want to declutter. If you've got old fogey furniture, I recommend clearing it out because it's only going to shortchange how much money you can get for your property.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I got the best tip here, and it's to go to MauriceRizzuto.com. Now, you're out of Carmel
Bingo.
Valley, is that right, Maurice?
Yeah, I work in Carmel Valley and obviously some of the surrounding communities, correct?
So, I mean, in past shows you've talked about Carmel Valley. I mean, what other areas do you cover?
All the way to the coast, and then Forest Ranch, Scripps Ranch, Rancho Bernardo areas. Just that's the whole cluster of surrounding areas because I find that some of my clients, when they're looking for a home, they're actually looking in multiple places in those areas. So I'm very familiar with those surrounding areas as well.
Well, if people go to MauriceRizzuto.com, they can connect with you there. You have a contact form. I know you got a lot of great information there that people can check out. We see some clips right there of you on the past show. Appreciate you showing that. Ty letting it rip for us. There we go. But MauriceRizzuto.com, he can help you get the most bang for your buck. It is your biggest investment, and Maurice is a great guy to help you do that. So I appreciate you coming in here. All right, coming up on the American Dream, we are going to bring Whitney back in the studio. The Simple Man, Steve Kane. We're going straight Super Bowl. We're going to break pattern. We're calling an audible. We're going away from real estate and finance, and we're going to football to finish off the show on Super Bowl weekend. Back on the American Dream here in just a moment.